Hi, my name is Colin Huwyler, and I'm CEO of Optimus Technologies. We're going to do a walkthrough of the Optimus vector system.
From an operator standpoint, they're going to get in and start the vehicle and operate as if it was a normal vehicle. The engine will always start up and shut down on traditional diesel. As the engine warms up, we use waste heat from the engine to condition the biodiesel. We're looking for a dozen or so parameters to ensure proper operation. We're using temperature, pressure, flow, and feedback from the engine to ensure the right operating moments for biodiesel. When all the operating parameters are met, the Optimus system will automatically switch from diesel operation over to biodiesel. There's a set of selector valves under the hood that switches between those two systems that's automatically controlled by our software. Right here we have the manifold, our electronic control unit, and the power distribution module. The manifold includes a pump, filters, sensors, and a heat exchanger to ensure the biodiesel is conditioned prior to being supplied to the engine. This is our electronic control unit. It integrates with the engine controller and controls the operating parameters of the vector system. This is our fuse distribution module that supplies power to the entire system. The biodiesel fuel tank has an embedded heat exchanger, which not only heats fuel in the tank, but also as it's drawn out and returned back to the fuel tank. When the system starts up, we're operating on diesel and using the waste heat to condition the biodiesel.
During warm-up mode, the biodiesel is pumped from the fuel tank to the vector manifold, through heated insulated lines, up to the engine compartment where the fuel selector valves are located, and recirculated back to the tank to ensure biodiesel in the entirety of the system has been conditioned prior to engagement.
On the collar of the fuel tank, we have an embedded RFID chip. The RFID chip authorizes the dispenser to dispense biodiesel into the dedicated biodiesel tank. That ensures when an operator goes to refuel this asset, the dispenser authorization will only allow B100 to be pumped into the biodiesel tank. That eliminates the opportunity for misfueling events and putting biodiesel in the traditional diesel tank.
We're here in the cab, and this display represents the fuel gauge for the Optimus fuel system. It shows the fuel level of the biodiesel tank, as well as the operating status of the engine, whether it's operating on diesel, in warm-up mode, or on biodiesel. The user interface provides basic diagnostic parameters through submenuing, but the Optimus system has a dedicated diagnostic port for advanced troubleshooting and data logging. Selection between diesel and biodiesel occurs automatically via Optimus's electronic control system. In the event of any fault conditions, the fuel system will automatically default back over to the diesel side. The only time an operator will notice any difference in operation is when the engine is operating on biodiesel and the key is removed from the ignition. At this time, the Optimus system defaults off, switching the fuel supply side to traditional diesel, flushing the engine and injectors, and keeping the engine operating until a complete purge has occurred. This is typically 30 seconds to 3 minutes, and the user interface will begin a countdown timer to indicate to the operator the number of seconds left remaining in the purge cycle.
Optimus's smart fuel technology, which corresponds the refueling infrastructure to a particular asset, allows fleets to track the fueling of biodiesel into each particular asset, but also manage and report on their carbon emission reductions.